The expectation was simple. Another chapter of duty. Another carefully scripted appearance from Spain's future queen. Princess Leonor doing exactly what the country has always expected of her. And then the conversation changed. Not because of an announcement. Not because of a ring. Not even because of a confirmed relationship. But because suddenly, everyone started asking the same question at the same time. Why does it feel like something big is approaching? Spain is stunned not by what it knows, but by what it senses. And that tension between perception and reality is exactly why these wedding rumors refuse to disappear. Here's the contradiction no one can ignore. Princess Leonor has said nothing. The palace has confirmed nothing. And yet, the speculation feels louder than ever. And that's not happening by accident. This isn't about gossip. This is about signals. It always starts quietly. A shift in body language. A new steadiness in public appearances. A subtle recalibration of how often Leonor is seen alone versus alongside her family. The way questions are deflected instead of denied. The way preparation suddenly feels less academic and more personal. Spain knows how to read its royals. And right now, the country is reading between the lines. To understand why wedding rumors attached to Leonor hit so differently, you need to understand her position in Spain's emotional landscape. She is not just the heir. She is the future of an institution many Spaniards are still undecided about. She represents continuity, but also survival in a modern Europe that questions monarchy itself. Every move she makes carries symbolic weight. So when the tone changes, people feel it. The first spark didn't come from tabloids. It came from observers who noticed that Leonor's presence had shifted from preparing to arriving. Her recent public engagements feel less instructional and more authoritative. Less supervised. More intentional. The future queen no longer appears as someone rehearsing the role, but as someone quietly stepping into it. That kind of confidence provokes questions. Is it military training paying off? Is it maturity? Or is it something personal grounding her in a new way? That uncertainty fuels curiosity. And curiosity fills silence. Spain has lived through royal love stories before, and not all of them ended well. The monarchy remembers the cost of missteps, of romance colliding with public trust. That memory lives in the institution like muscle memory. Which is why the palace is so careful now. Because even a rumor forces conversation. And conversation shapes perception. Here's what's actually driving this moment. Leonor is coming of age not just biologically, but symbolically. Her education, her military service, her constitutional preparation are converging at once. Spain is watching her transition from future possibility to inevitable reality. That transition always brings one question. Who will stand beside her? It's not romantic curiosity alone. It's institutional anxiety. A future queen's partner is never just a partner. They become part of the crown's credibility. Their background, discretion, temperament, and ability to withstand pressure all matter deeply. Spain doesn't want a fairy tale. It wants stability. And yet, the country also wants authenticity. That's the paradox trapping this conversation. Leonor has grown up watching her mother, Queen Letizia, navigate brutal scrutiny after marrying into the monarchy as a commoner. Letizia paid the price for that transition publicly. She understands exactly what it costs to love inside this system. That awareness has shaped how Leonor moves. Those close to the royal household describe her as cautious, thoughtful, and emotionally disciplined. She does nothing impulsively, which is precisely why the rumors feel serious. If Leonor were careless, speculation would be dismissed. But she's not. She projects control. And control amplifies curiosity. Then there's the family dynamic. King Felipe approaches monarchy with deep respect for institutional survival. He understands that timing is everything. He also understands that pushing too hard against personal development can fracture loyalty. Queen Letizia holds the emotional balance of the family. She sees Leonor not just as the heir, but as a young woman navigating impossible expectations. Letizia knows that suppressing humanity does not create strength. It creates distance. Infanta Sofia, meanwhile, represents contrast. She is loved for her openness, spontaneity, and emotional warmth. The public treats her differently because they can. She does not carry the crown's full weight. That difference makes Leonor's situation feel heavier. Because Spain sees what freedom looks like. And what responsibility costs. When wedding rumors surface, they're often treated as fantasy. But in this case, they're functioning as a mirror. Spaniards are asking themselves what kind of queen they actually want. A distant symbol untouched by personal life. Or a fully formed leader grounded in real emotional experience. That's why even denials wouldn't fully silence this conversation. Because it isn't about confirmation. It's about readiness. Another detail keeps resurfacing in discussions. The absence of urgency. If Leonor wanted to shut down speculation, she could. The palace knows how to manage narratives when it wants to. But instead, there's restraint. A deliberate neutrality. That choice matters. It suggests patience rather than secrecy. Control rather than avoidance. And patience invites interpretation. Some believe these rumors signal preparation behind the scenes. Others believe they're a test, gauging public response. Others see them as nothing more than projection onto a young woman nearing adulthood. All three can be true at once. What's undeniable is this. Leonor is no longer viewed only as a future queen. She's being seen as a future wife, partner, and emotional anchor. That shift changes everything. Spain isn't rushing her, but it is watching her closely, and that attention carries pressure. Every public appearance now feels weighted. Every smile is analyzed. Every absence is noted. Every presence is contextualized. This is the cost of symbolic maturity. Leonor has not chosen to step into this spotlight early. The spotlight has found her. And she is meeting it with quiet steadiness. That's why wedding rumors don't feel reckless. They feel inevitable, not because marriage is imminent, but because Spain is emotionally preparing for the next phase of her life. Whether she wants it or not. There is also something generational at play. Young Spaniards relate to Leonor differently than older generations. They see someone navigating pressure, identity, and expectation in a world that demands transparency but punishes vulnerability. They don't want her isolated. They want her supported. And support, in the public imagination, often takes the shape of partnership. Older generations, however, remember instability. They remember moments when personal choices destabilized trust in the crown. They want caution. So the country splits emotionally, not aggressively, but thoughtfully. And that split keeps the conversation alive. The palace remains silent because silence allows flexibility. No promises made. No expectations set. No timelines imposed. That silence is not weakness. It's strategic calm. Princess Leonor's story is entering a phase where every personal development holds public meaning. Wedding rumors are simply the most accessible expression of a deeper truth. Spain senses change. And change makes people talk. Not because they are entitled to answers, but because they are emotionally invested. Leonor stands at the intersection of two desires: to live fully, and to serve completely. No previous Spanish monarch has had to navigate this balance under such intense modern scrutiny. She is writing a new script by refusing to rush any line of it. That's why Spain is stunned. Not because there's proof of a wedding, but because the future suddenly feels close. And when the future approaches quietly, people lean in. Princess Leonor has not invited speculation. She has simply grown into her presence. And Spain is discovering that watching her do so feels personal. Whether these rumors fade or transform into something real, one thing is already clear. Leonor is no longer just preparing for the crown. She is carrying the emotional imagination of an entire country. And that's a responsibility no title can teach. Only time can.